Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope we're all having a fantastic day. You know, the weather is absolutely brilliant, nice and sunny and a good temperature too, so I hope you're all enjoying it if you can. Of course, I appreciate it's a very difficult time for a lot of people right now. Some people can't even get out of their own homes, but if you can, I hope you're enjoying the beautiful weather, especially in the UK. 10 degrees, nice and sunny, and yeah, pretty much perfect, no wind either. Anyway, for today's video I thought I'd talk a little bit about my running history. So basically my PBs, the races I've done, my park runs, all that kind of stuff really, and the kind of sport I did at school as well. So to begin with, going back to 2014 when I was still at school, I did my first park run. It took a while to convince me to do it, as I'm sure it is the case for a lot of people, but eventually my friend kind of convinced me to do it. I did my first one, and you know, I wasn't really running at the time, to be honest with you. A little bit, maybe the odd school club run or whatever, and I did my first park run back in the Lake District, and that was in 21 minutes 43, so not too bad for a first one back in 2014. And since then, as I'm sure a lot of you know, park run has hooked me completely. I've done over 100 park runs, got my PB down to 17:01 for park run, which I got last year, at the end of last year, so very happy with that. That took a lot of hard work, a lot of years, but finally down to 17:01. I was hoping it was going to be sub 17, and to be honest it probably was, but the timing was slightly off. But anyway, we could get that sub 17 pretty soon, I am sure. So yeah, in terms of park runs, started in 2014, as I said, got that 21:43, and since then I've done 140 park runs, mainly in the Lake District and some in Lancaster too, both the northwest of England, of course. In terms of races, it took me quite a few years to do an actual race other than park run. In fact, I believe my first race, ignoring park run of course, was the Lancaster Marathon in 2017. So yeah, to go to that as your first race, never done a proper 5k race, 10k race, half marathon, probably not the best idea, I won't lie to you. But yeah, it was a great experience. Not the biggest marathon in the world, Lancaster. I think it was about 200 people maybe. Let's get over this puddle here. About 200 people, as I said, and I came home in about 3 hours 21, I believe. I think I was 16th position, so not too bad at all. At the time I was training pretty well, but definitely not enough really for a marathon, but at the end of the day, still a solid time, and I was very happy with that time. You know, to be in the 3 hour zone, I think that's quite a good achievement for myself anyway, so yeah, definitely take that. So yeah, got that marathon done 2017, and then after that I took a little break, I believe, for a few months. That was in September, I think. It was just before I went to uni. Took a few months break, and then in 2018, for the first 16 days of the year, I decided to do a charity attempt for the Michael Carrick Foundation. For those of you that might not know, that is a foundation that helps underprivileged kids in the Newcastle and Manchester region. So I decided to do that, and the challenge was 16 half marathons in 16 days, inspired by obviously the foundation and my favourite football player, Michael Carrick. So I decided to do that, just kind of on my own, as a little challenge. Obviously not the smartest idea, you know, I'm not a professional or anything even close, but I thought it was a good challenge. I had a bit of time, so I thought, why not? So yeah, as for that, first few days pretty steady away. You know, they were about 1 hour 35 to 40, I think, even for the first 10. When it got to the 10th one, that's when I started to struggle. It was getting tough, lots of pain, even up to 12th though, to be fair, I was doing all right. When it got to the 13th, 14th, that was really painful. I was starting not to doubt myself, but I was understanding of the fact this was going to be tricky, this is going to be hard. And then 15th was absolutely hellish. The weather was horrific, raining the whole time, my legs were absolutely killing. And then number 16, wow, that was an experience. I went from doing 1 hour, you know, kind of 30-40 halves, to suddenly, I believe that one, my last one was about 3 hours, maybe a bit longer. From the start, I could barely bend my left leg, it was that painful. It was pouring down, I was with a mate for a bit of it, but he had to stop halfway through. But ultimately we got it done, and we raised a bit of money as well, so that's the main thing. Very grateful, of course, to anyone that donated. And if you get a chance, check out the Michael Carrick Foundation, brilliant foundation, help out a lot of underprivileged kids, as I said. But yeah, so I did that, and then after that, I'll be honest, I didn't run for about, what was it, 3 months maybe? Maybe 2-3 months. A couple of reasons for that. One, I was basically injured, unsurprisingly. Can't remember the exact injury, but basically I was in a lot of pain from running, and at the same time, because I'd run so much, my immune system was obviously very weak. So I got actually quite ill, to be honest, while I was at uni. I just had to stay in my room, coughing, in a lot of pain. So yeah, it lasted a couple of weeks. Wasn't going to any lectures or doing any work or anything, just trying to recover. But in the end we got through it, and we returned, I believe in the middle of the year really, started going again. Obviously quite a lot of time without running, so the fitness did drop, but you know, that was to be expected. And then from then I have done a couple of half marathons. Training's obviously improved, you know, learnt a lot more about speed work, strength training, all that good stuff. And I did get a half time of 76 minutes and 11 seconds at the Great Cumbrian Run. Now that was a couple of years ago as well. I think that was at the end of 2018. So the same year as the Charity Challenge, I got a pretty solid time, to be fair. Just 1 minute off London Championship qualifying time. So very happy with that. And I was actually second in that race as well. So that was kind of my first race where, you know, I got a podium, local race, and that really kind of inspired me to keep it going, you know, keep pushing. Crowd was brilliant, atmosphere was brilliant, course was brilliant, no complaints from me whatsoever, so very happy with that. Since that race, I've done a couple of halves. I haven't matched that time. I got 80 minutes at the Great North Run in 2019, last year, which was good. Again, that was very painful, especially towards the end, and I wasn't at the top of my fitness after, believe it or not, another injury. But yeah, still, obviously, Great North Run being one of the best races in the world, so I can't really complain there. And I'm in this year as well, assuming it goes ahead, of course, which might not happen. We'll have to see. But yeah, 8 minutes, nice and solid. And then after that, well, kind of before that and after that, a lot of my focus has been on my 5k time, trying to bring that down, and done pretty well with that, to be fair. I've got it down to 16 minutes 27. I got at the end of last year, I believe, in a 5k at Lancaster, the Power of 5k, very fast course, lots of good runners. So yeah, very happy with that. 16 minutes 27. My lifetime goal is 60 minutes 16, but unfortunately, you know, after another injury, I'm nowhere near that at the minute. I'm just coming back again, for those of you that don't know. If I was to do a 5k right now, flat out, honestly, about 21 minutes maybe a bit quicker. I might test it out next week, but yeah, for now I'm just kind of gradually building it back and hoping to get, you know, somewhere near to where I was, but we'll have to see. If I can get that PB, get that 16:16, I will be absolutely delighted. So we'll have to see if I can do that. Obviously it's going to require a lot of work. It might be heavily affected by what's going on at the minute around the world, but I'll give it my best. We'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, so that's essentially my running history. Enjoyed sport at school, didn't really do running until the end. Started running with a few friends, did my first park run, 21 minutes 43. Since then I've done 100 park runs, 140 actually. Got that time down to 17:01. My 5k PB is 16:27. Marathon, done one of them in Lancaster, 3 hours 21 I believe, and half marathon PB is 76 minutes, as well as the charity challenge in 2018 for the Michael Carrick Foundation. And of course I plan to do another charity attempt at some point, not sure what or when or how, but we'll get something sorted in the future. Of course, feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer them, about my running history, whatever you want really, diet or how I'm coming back from injury. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video guys. I hope I covered all bases. Obviously pretty tricky running and talking at the same time, but it's quite enjoyable as well on this trail path in the good weather. So yeah, feel free to like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, and let me know, as I said, if you have any questions of what you're training for now. Please let me know that, because obviously we don't really have any races at the minute, so I'm interested to hear, you know, has that affected you, or do you just run for the fun of it anyway? You're not too bothered? Let me know anyway, I'll be interested to hear. But yeah, apart from that guys, have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see you next time.